Okay, I am back, and I changed my server, so hopefully that'll take care of the problem. If not, I'm just going to have to keep plugging on through, even if the stream doesn't end up working, because I have other things I want to do with the stream tonight, and usually the other games I play, the older ones, have a little bit of a less hard time with the drop frame problem. So I'll just go ahead and do the Spelunky Daily Challenge now. Alright, here I am in the mines, of course, as always. Start out the Spelunky Daily Challenge. So while I'm playing this, I thought that I might just give a few of my thoughts on the game that I played yesterday, Maniac Mansion, which I was able to complete. So, the night that I played and lost, I said something about how I thought it was a lot more user-friendly than the King's Quest games up to that point. I definitely stand by that, but I think it's important to point out that there are also puzzles in Maniac Mansion that are just ridiculous, like ridiculously difficult, and really, how can I put it, just really out there, I guess. That's the best term I can think of off the top of my head right now. But a good example of that is the whole business with sending that manuscript off to be published by the I guess two guys who will publish anything commercial that I saw on the TV while I was playing that game. Because you had to put a manuscript into an envelope. The only envelope you could find inside a safe. And to open that envelope, I had to put to open that envelope without breaking it and irrevocably ruining my chance to beat the game. I had to... Maybe I shouldn't have decided to take that. I had to... where am I going with this? I had to put it in the microwave with a glass jar of water so that it would moisten the envelope enough that I could open it without having to destroy it in the process. And it just seemed like a very odd puzzle. And there were a lot of things like that, like, I guess, giving Pepsi to the plant so that it would grow 10 feet and let me go up into the hatch in the ceiling. And, just different things like that just seemed very illogical. And because the game didn't have a look function, there wasn't really any good way for me to determine, how I was supposed to solve the puzzles. In a lot of adventure games that I play, they let you observe your environment, and usually they drop clues into those observations about, things that you might be able to interact with, ways that you might be able to make the story move forward. In this game, you really just had to be willing to... That would not have happened if I was more focused. That's too bad. But yeah, in this game, you just had to be much more conscious. And... no, I'm talking about Spelunky when I say you had to be much more conscious. You had to be much more willing to just try the opposite of conscious, actually. Just the most willing to just try throw any kind of random crap that you could against the wall and see if it's stuck. And I know people say that about adventure games all the time, but Maniac Mansion really just takes it to an extreme. At least in the way that I played the game, takes it to an extreme more than really any of the other adventure games I've played so far, including King's Quest. The difficulty of the puzzles are just out of control in that game. But, having said that, it's still extremely fun, and I'm glad that I played it. It's imaginative, it made me laugh at parts, and yeah, no, it was still good. We're not quite into the era now where I feel like it becomes fair to characterize Sierra as being an extremely as being a game that is just riddled with extremely obtuse and ridiculous puzzles, and LucasArts as being the company that is much more user-friendly and fair. Because Maniac Mansion had a lot of dead ends, had a lot of death scenarios, and I wouldn't necessarily describe it as fair. But, having said that, like the King's Quest games, it was still a lot of fun, and I would recommend it.